Welcome, everybody, to Serving Excellence. My name is Michael Ortiz Jr. Today, I have an awesome guest with me, Kathleen Lisson with Solace Massage and Mindfulness. You can check her out at KathleenHellenLisson.com. She is a lymphatic drainage specialist and has been a massage therapist for 8 years. So I wanted to bring her on and just hear about her journey from where she started to how she became the success that she is today. Welcome, Kathleen. Thank you so much for jumping on with me.
Thank you so much. I love being here. Thanks.
Awesome. So I want to go back and just how did you get into the massage therapy field in the first place? I'm sure you had other options available to you.
Yeah, I love this story. I actually, because we're coming on like the anniversary of, I turned 40 years old. I used to have a career in public affairs, like a PR career in New York for the government. And then my husband got a job offer he couldn't refuse that was in San Diego, California. So literally as about far apart as you can get in the continental US. And so I celebrated my 40th birthday. We did where we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and did a safari for the 40th birthday. I came back from that. I worked 2 days. I quit my job. We put our house up for sale and we moved to San Diego. So I knew when I knew I was going to move before then that I wanted to do another career. Because like with state government, like you can't really lateral. I'd have to start off, and I had 15 years of experience in state government, so I'd have to start on the bottom again and work my way up. So I had always enjoyed massage, and I like including the Kilimanjaro story because that's how I first discovered getting regular massage was you needed to have 6 months of intense practice to be able to climb this mountain for a week. So I had been getting monthly massages and developed that relationship with a massage therapist and really saw the difference it made in my life when I was going through this journey of trying to accomplish going up this mountain. So I had always thought, oh, maybe I'll go to massage school like when I'm retired and do it, like part-time or volunteer or something but the kernel was in my mind that this was something really great and something that I could share with others. So when I was researching massage school, so I knew I wanted to go back to school in San Diego and choose a massage school and go through it. So it's also important to the story that I was 40. So I was out of the classroom for at least 15 years. So before I went into massage school, I wanted to be able to step off on the right foot. So if someone's considering massage, they haven't started in school yet, I thought it would be important to me to actually get back in a classroom situation where I was sitting my butt on a seat with other students in a classroom going through that testing situation, kind of like if you don't work the muscle, it doesn't give you the strength that you need when you really need to use it. So I wanted to start working that being in the classroom muscle. So I took an anatomy and a physiology class in the exercise science department at a local extension university. So that's what I did, just like get my toes wet, understand all those anatomy and physiology, have that in-person classroom situation and in-person test taking skills. And then when I wanted to go into massage school, I actually took the business class first. And I think that has really made the difference to my career because we learned, and I almost think if people would take my advice for doing massage school, everyone should have that business class first, because then you really understand what you need to do throughout the rest of your education to get yourself to either if you're a business owner and you want to be, or an employee and you want to be. I think there's a lot of let's learn the massage first. And then it's only at the tail end where can you actually make a career out of this? And going through the whole massage school, knowing that I wanted it as my own career gave me that internal motivation to get through the rest of the classes and to understand what I needed to take from those classes and what I needed my pricing to be and how I needed to have a niche, because I knew I would have to work for a franchise in the beginning, but I didn't want to always work for a franchise and do that 8 massages a day, 6 days a week until my arm gives out. And then find another career.
Did you start out at a franchise or not?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So I started out as a franchise. So that's in my post massage school, the things I really learned from the franchise is I learned how to fold laundry, and that's it. But you know what? I do, it's not dawdling. Like, I have a system, and then I don't have to think and try to figure out. Like, they taught me how to fold laundry. That's still the way I fold laundry. So I don't have to take 15 minutes folding laundry. It's 5 minutes, because we folded so much laundry in our first 6 months of our career, because we folded everyone else's laundry plus our own. I learned to turn a room really quickly. And that was kind of back to my waitressing days, when I was in my 20s. Like, you can, if you can pick it up, if you can get things done, then you have more time for doing other things. You can fit more clients in, you can be more efficient if you learn these lessons. And then the most important thing I learned from the franchise is we have to make a decision in between whether we're going to have like a foo-foo la-la type massage, like, and it's the relaxing, and you're really quiet, and then you're really
Right, right.
person, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Or like, if you're going to do a deep tissue type massage where like they need to feel the pressure and they need to know that you can apply the pressure. Or if you're going to lead people on a healing journey. And if you're going to lead people on a healing journey, they want to see a lot more of your personality. The person who's going to get a massage and just wants to zone out doesn't need to have you communicate with them. But if someone is going on a healing journey, like, you are the element of your business that is going to take everyone to the next level. People want to rebook because they want to rebook with you because you know your stuff.
Okay, so just going back, you say you started this when you were 40. Why, a lot of people are afraid to, I don't know, maybe start something new,
Mm-hmm.
in their 30s or 40s. What made you want to make that switch?
Yep. And I loved my old career, but it wasn't going to be something that I could lateral. And then I really wanted to bring some of the expertise that I had in my career, organizing myself, writing, and I wanted to bring it into a new career. So, and I really loved this hands-on, this idea that you could really help someone through the journey. And then just myself, it was the one thing that I really thought was fascinating is I would go get the massage, and I didn't want to go out to a bar and drink after that. I actually like wanted to go to the grocery store and buy like some healthy food. So I was like, this is really interesting how
And
it's like
that wasn't happening for you before? Like
oh
going,
no, like I was in the state government. We like work hard, play hard, right? Work
yeah.
hard, play hard, like run hard, like your body is good, but it's not really this like nurturing and health
Mm.
journey that I think massage really, once you tamp down that nervous system where you're not just on all the time, you can listen to that small voice inside your body that says like, maybe if we eat a salad.
Yeah. It is nice not needing to be so stressed out during your workday.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like
Yep.
just a calm, tranquil environment most of the time. So, do you think how do you think taking those like anatomy classes and stuff before you got into the massage therapy school, how did that play into your success?
It was fantastic, and if someone has the ability to do that, I think not only did I know it was the second time I was exposed to, the information when I went into massage class, so I had already known the muscles, but I learned it from, like, a personal trainer, exercise science perspective, and when you get the type of client, then you can understand because then it was like I got my certificate in exercise science because I can't leave something unfinished. And then, so I still have like a personal trainer license from ACE. And I went back and got my health coach from ACE because they want you to recertify. And that information, I think, is what's not taught enough in traditional massage school is like, we'll give them a stretch, but like, what stretch do they need? And to understand what the tissue is what's happening because of, like people's bodies are going to look a certain way because they're a triathlete, because they're on the bicycle. People's bodies are going to look a certain way because they're a weightlifter. And to understand that from not only like the massage perspective, but also the personal trainer perspective, give me a more holistic understanding of the body.
Love that. Love that. Has the health coach aspect of what you learned, has that played into part of your success as well?
Absolutely, because that big part of the health coach is teaching, they taught us motivational interviewing. And that's really how how you can be safe and not prescriptive, but you're asking them questions, and they are leading themselves to their new health behaviors. Like, that's the whole point of health coaching. It's not giving someone, a book and say, read this and do what it says. It's eliciting and getting them to understand and create their own goals. And if you're leading someone through a health journey, like I am, because I'm helping people after plastic surgery, it's like what they need to go back to exercise. They need to, do the things that their plastic surgeon is telling them to do as far as recovery. And if you can get them to talk to themselves about it, then afterwards, they're going to take their own advice.
And that's one of the things that my business coach says is, when you tell it, it's an opinion. When they say it, it's gospel.
Yep.
Right. So I absolutely love that. Obviously, I'm super big on asking great questions, especially in the client consult. And that's definitely one of the things I've been focused on over the last few years. So I love that.
Yep.
So how did you get into, you're doing lymphatic drainage now, but I'm assuming that's not where you started.
It kind of is where I start. So oncology massage, and then it was a short leap to lymphatic drainage.
Oncology, okay.
And then this is another thing, is to like stay open. So I didn't walk into Massage School thinking I was going to do what I'm doing today, because that would career, like there was nobody that was doing what I do today when I went to Massage School in 2016 that was out there and big, and I saw and I wanted to follow them. I kept my mind open, and I did an assignment in the second or third semester, and it was in my hydrotherapy class, and I had to do an assignment, and it was hydrotherapy and oncology massage. And I didn't even know there was something that was oncology massage, but it hit close to my heart because my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 9, and she passed away from breast cancer when I was still a teenager. And my father later in life had passed away from lung cancer. So the idea that when I was 9, it was radically different. She had a mastectomy. They thought at that point, there was like, don't exercise. They think it might spread the cancer. No massage. They think it might spread the cancer. So as my little 9-year-old hands, I couldn't do that much to help my mother. But to understand now that not only can you massage people, but there's a special type of massage that is really designed to give the therapist the information they need to safely help these people. So my hair was on fire. Even before I got my ability to go out and massage professionally, I wanted to take the lecture class. So I convinced the teacher, like, I won't go to Morse Cancer Center and actually massage people in the infusion room until I legally can. But like, I need the lecture. I need to know information about this. This is amazing. I want to do this for my career. And one of the things they said in oncology massage class was, you can only massage the segment of the body that wasn't affected by cancer, because there's this thing called lymphedema. And you might, if you don't know what you're doing, you might accidentally, the body might have lymphedema after like a really deep pressure massage, and you don't know enough. So you should, if you want to know, you should take MLD. So I took the MLD class, and then I said, I really want to help people because lymphedema is a side effect of cancer treatment. If I can help people. So I went back and got to the MLD class was in person 40 hours. It was a week. And then the CLT class was in person, and I went to Chicago for it, and it was 135 hours total. So it was a big chunk of time spent really learning the lymphatic system, learning the MLD massage again, learning about compression and bandaging and everything people do to help treat lymphedema. And that kind of gave me the expertise that I needed to kind of transfer that into helping people after other surgeries if they have a cancer history. And the MLD helps to move the swelling into the system after liposuction. So I was helping people who have breast reconstruction, and then they take the liposuction and put it into the breast to reconstruct the breast after breast cancer surgery. And then, so I'm helping that reconstructive liposuction, also cosmetic liposuction. It also helps tummy tucks. It helps facelifts. It helps, like even Brazilian butt lifts and other surgeries.
Business must be booming right now, as I feel like plastic surgery is like at an all-time high. Is that
Yes.
true?
Yes. And there's more of a knowledge, even like ASPS earlier this month put out, or last month put out, that here are 4 things you can do to help recover after liposuction, and lymphatic massage is one of them. So the
Yeah.
surgeons know about it, the clients know about it. It's big on social media.
I would say most people don't know what massage modalities are. And so I typically, like when I'm coaching people, I'm like, you're gonna have to do it like you if you think this modality that you learn is gonna make you successful, you're probably wrong, except for lymphatic drainage, because this is probably one of the biggest requests outside of like Swedish deep tissue that I hear about.
Mhm.
Um, and so like, there's all these prestigious brands that have their modality. This is the only other one that I recommend that has enough uh market saturation like to the public that they know to actually ask for this and what it is.
Yes.
So does that make marketing easier for you?
It does, and it was very easy earlier in my career before the pandemic, because there were very well trained therapists, but there weren't that many of us in the city. And now, before, when the plastic surgeon, maybe in 2018, I would have to talk to a plastic surgeon about what MLD is. Now I don't have to talk to them, but they also have a list of 4 other people who
Hmm.
will do MLD in the city. So the patients are getting, make your selection from this list of people.
Love it. So
So
how do you
now we have to specialize using social media, because now the client has a list of 5 people and they're looking on the internet to see who they're going to choose.
I was gonna say, so how do you differentiate yourself? I know,
Mhm.
I mean, obviously using social media, but like, what are you putting out there that would cause somebody, because I'm sure it's happened, that would cause somebody to pick you over somebody else?
Yep, yep. So I have a list of 5 things that I really think people, because it's hard it's hard to drag a massage therapist into social media if they're not, like native to
The
it. So
struggle is real, let
the
me tell
struggle
you.
is real. So here's my 5 things to think about. The first one is, put your face in front of the camera and talk to the person just like I'm talking to Michael right now. And you are helping the clients that want to see you, but they have anxiety. And if you have anxiety about getting in front of the camera, potential clients have anxiety about taking all their clothes off after their surgery and lying on a table and wondering who you are and what you're going to do. And talking into the camera is an absolutely free way, and posting it on social media is a free way to build trust with the clients. The second one is something Michael's really good at, which is those technique videos. And that is, we want to elicit the response of like, oh, that looks like it would really help me. Oh, that looks like it feels really good. Because we have the mirror neurons, and we can see if someone's doing something to something else. Your client is getting a reaction in their body. If they think that's good and they see that you're actually doing it, they will
Yeah.
go to you.
I've booked 3 people this last week just from my technique videos. Them
Yep.
them saying to themselves, that move you did on that person's shoulder in the video looked
I want
exactly like
you
what I
to
needed.
do it. Yeah, I need it. Yep. And for massage MLD, like, it's a gentle skin stretching stroke. It's not pushing fluid out of incisions. The people aren't screaming. They don't have to take an opioid. And there's some misinformation about what MLD is. So there's the client that is scared that they don't want further pain. And for me to illustrate it here on my hand, and then tell you over and over again that I had a client this week fall asleep on the table. So it's not something that's incredibly painful. So those technique videos are good. Number 3 is share tips, because the other things they want to know that what you're going to do is feel good to them. And they also want to know that you know your stuff. So you can't just put out ads on your social media or talk about massage in general. I want you to make your clients think that you eat, sleep, breathe, whatever their issue is. So I eat, sleep, and breathe recovery from plastic surgery. I have tip videos. One of my most popular videos are tip videos and technique videos on YouTube that are almost at like 90 and 100,000 views over the past few years. Number 4 is like show stuff, show the tools of the trade. If you use things like cups, like show them and just show them the stuff that you use. And it's very interesting. It gets a high amount of interest from people. And some of my most popular, like TikToks and YouTube reels are like, I go into Target because I'm shopping with my husband on the weekend and I see something that might be good for someone who's recovering from plastic surgery. And I'll just be like, oh, like some people use this tape and they think it's really effective. And like, boom, people just want to do that because as they're researching their surgery, they're planning their supplies list and you're helping them with that. And the fifth one is not about posting your video at all, but I think it's very important, and a lot of people don't do it, is to be present online. So if you are looking for referral sources, if you're looking to get surgeons to refer to you, those surgeons, that doctor has a social media presence, and I want you to comment on their videos. I want you to share their videos. If you look at my Instagram, it has plastic surgeon content with specific plastic surgeons' faces. Then there are specific informative videos. So I'm sharing out plastic surgeons. I'm commenting on their posts. So their social media person knows who I am. And the client that's looking to get surgery 6 months from now, you know, they're looking and seeing every single comment on every single post of this plastic surgeon, and they're seeing you, especially if your thing is, you know, like Idaho lymphatic massage, and they're in Idaho, they're like, oh, this is obviously the lymphatic massage person. If I want lymphatic massage, I got to follow them on social media. And that's how you can get people to follow you from your potential referral sources.
I love that, especially the last one with sharing the videos. That's especially effective with anybody who has a business, like sharing their videos without any expectation of anything in return and
Nope.
engaging on their posts to help boost them. Like, I mean, this is partially giving before you ever get, right? This is a serving mindset, right?
And you're a part of the community. Let
Mm-hmm.
the potential client think that you're a part of the community.
So you have what, like 12,500 followers, subscribers on YouTube? I just looked up. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How did you go about growing to that amount?
It really is. I'd encourage people to go to my YouTube and then look at those top videos. And it really is like the number one video is me sharing tools, like little, this is this foam and this fibrosis and just all these little things that are in my office. And the number two is a technique video. It's me doing self massage for people after a tummy tuck. And I think there's there's like an 18 months to 2 year before their surgery where people are on YouTube and they're researching. And I think if someone has a shoulder problem, they're looking shoulder massage on YouTube or whatever, and they're researching. And to get them in that research portion of their surgery journey, they're going to click that subscribe, and they're going to keep on watching those videos because no one just gets one plastic surgery. Like people usually, once you get one plastic surgery, it's very easy to get more.
So, I mean, for the lymphatic drainage specialty specifically, surgeons are your main target for relationship and referrals, right?
At this point in my career, I'm very, very fortunate that I can be 100% referrals, but how I act on social media is still that I'm delivering a lot of value to the clients. I want the surgeon to give that referral, but I know that the surgeon has that 4 or 5 person list. So I'm always trying to speak directly to the potential client.
So why not just stay on referral? Why be on social media and not just give that up, and just live off your referrals?
So I think I do. I mean, and there are most of the referrals are there, but I still want to be I want to be a resource for the community. I want you're only as good as like your last 5 posts. I want to be a constant reminder, and I want, again, there's that list of potential therapists that I want to be on top of that list. And I'm also at this point in my career, the business is not just helping clients. The business is also teaching classes to my fellow massage therapists. So I also know there's someone in massage school that wants to potentially do this as a career, and they're looking to me so they can see like a mentor, like an example out there.
Right. Were you originally planning on being an educator or in the beginning?
Yes, yep. They had us do in our school. I went to an amazing massage school in San Diego where they had us do like visualize what you want your career to be. And I wanted my career to be like writing books, because I was a PR person in my past career. I wanted to write books. I wanted to teach classes. I wanted to write books on massage and maybe the history of massage. And I wanted to do like 2 to 3 massages a day. I didn't want to do like just 6 massages a day. I wanted to see, my dream, my whole theme is like, how much can I do? How creative can I be as just like a 1-person business? I didn't want to like have other massage therapists and like build a huge company. I wanted to see how creative I could be, just with 1 person and just with this one theme.
It does come with some additional stress when you start adding people into your organization. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So I'm a lymphatic. I'm brand new to lymphatic, right? Hypothetically, right? I don't know how to market. I don't know how to sell. Um, what's the first thing I do after I learn these skills?
Yep. I want you to start thinking of your ideal client. I want you to think of who they are and why they're coming to you. And you'll still, the more you niche down, the more people from other segments will still come to you. Like if you're like, I'm just a plastic surgeon person, this holistic person who has autoimmune disease will still like try to get in on your table because you're out there. But the more you niche down and find that perfect client that you want to talk to, the easier it is to actually talk. Because it's so scared to talk to like 200 people. But if it's like 1 person in front of you, thinking about what is that person's problem, what can I do today to help them? So I'd ask you, do you want to do like more holistic? Do you want to help people after autoimmune diseases, people that want lymphatic massage that haven't immediately had surgery? Do you want people who have had cancer surgery and had lymphedema? Because that's a definite niche. Do you want to help people who have plastic surgery? And then that will be, you need to take an additional continuing education. You can't just take 40 hours and then go, because it kind of like as Massage Skool, we take like 750 hours and then we walk out and we realize pretty quick that like we just know the
Yeah,
basics.
we don't know.
And
We
this is,
don't know anything,
yeah,
right?
it's not a one-stop, it's not the encyclopedia, it's the key to the next step, which is now that you are a licensed or certified massage therapist, you can take these continuing education classes. So I'd encourage someone to like go down that rabbit hole and take your clients with you on social media. Hey, I listened to this podcast and this is what I found interesting. I read this book and this is what I found interesting, about whatever your niche is. And that's how you gather people around you who want to see, what are you thinking?
And what's the first thing you did? Like, because you already had some business knowledge, so you got your lymphatic training. What's the first thing you did to market or to get, like, how did you get your first client?
Yep. It was actually my teacher. My instructor had, one of her friends had a tummy tuck. So she said, can you help her with her tummy tuck? And that was like the second or third client. Because the very first client I had is I just finished CLT school. And then my very first foray was, if you're on vacation and you have lymphedema, I will come to your hotel room and give you a massage. And I actually did that for a couple of clients. I did at-home lymphedema care and at-home metastatic cancer care. But I remember she was my first client. It was so funny because like I forgot the pillow. I forgot that I needed a pillow. I forgot the sheets. Like I was just so like nervous, but it was fascinating because I did the MLD on her leg after she'd been like bicycling around Balboa Park and everything. And
Yeah.
she said to me, that was amazing. I can feel it changing. This is some of the best MLD I've had. And I went to I remember going to the car and I called Linda Roherty, who was my CLT teacher. And I was like, you won't believe it. This lady said, like, I really changed her leg with the MLD for an hour. And Linda was just like, did you think it didn't work? And I was like, maybe kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
So gentle. But then, so that gives you kind of these first initial clients give you that boldness that maybe I do have something, maybe I did learn something, and I went through close training. And then I did the MLD on the tummy tuck lady, and she like got off the table and I had to like take 5 minutes to tell her, like, you cannot, just because you feel better than you felt in 2 weeks and you're jumping off the table because you finally got your lymphatic system started, you cannot just go, and because there was like dishes everywhere, and because she had 2 kids, but she was lying there after tummy tuck and just like run over. And I was like, you have to take it slow. Like, this is not the miracle cure. Like, we just got stuff started, but you can't do too much too fast. So it was
I,
these 2 experiences that, yeah, they put the smile on my face. And then I was like, once you have that inside that you
yeah.
help people, it comes through.
Well, what I love about this is because basically what I believe you said without saying it is maybe the first thing we need to get to do is to get sold on what we actually do.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm hearing out of that, out of what happened for you there is you actually got sold
Yes.
that this
Yep.
works when maybe you weren't before, right? And I do think a lot of massage therapists, whether it's lymphatic drainage or regular massage, even myself for a long time, I wasn't really sold on my value and actually does this actually help people? Because I had some people who weren't getting the results that we wanted and things like that, but I had others that were. So I did spend a good amount of time before I started my own business getting sold on what I actually did.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm not sold, how can I sell it?
Yeah.
I'm not a con artist. So
Yeah.
I really can't sell things that I don't believe in,
Yeah.
you know? So that sounds like that was really important for you.
Yep. And getting this, I want to bring back to like this, the foo la la. I was scared. I didn't know what I was supposed to be as a massage therapist. So I was giving massage to people at the franchise, but I wasn't talking to them. And then so I was getting a lot of people and they would say I was nice, and then they would tip, but they wouldn't really rebook. And I had one of the senior therapists there come to me, and he's like, give me a massage and I'll see. And he was like, this half-hour massage, and he said shoulders, and I was like, that's great, because IPSB really told us, like, we got the shoulder. I know the shoulder down tight. I can do an upper back and you will love it. And I did the upper back and he loved it. And he's like, but you didn't say a single thing to me. Like, you didn't have a conversation. Like, you need to be more personable. You need to share, because they want to, if you, the work feels good, but they need to know more. They want to help you, they want to see that you know your stuff and you can help them with this problem in the future. And then that kind of, he unlocked the key to my mouth, and now I haven't been stopped talking since.
Yeah, but that's a thing that the schools, right? Because they're in school, most schools, at least in my experience, are getting you ready to go to a spa,
Yeah.
right? Like a luxury spa. And so they're very much like, don't talk to the client and be quiet. And so it's a big obstacle for therapists to overcome in the beginning to actually learn how to communicate in the session, at least to a point. You don't want to over communicate, right? Like just talk too much and be the one pushing the conversation. But
Yeah.
you got to get answers out of the client. You got to get feedback from them right away.
And you have to say enough that they understand that you care, and then you're giving them tips, and they're like,
Yeah.
not only is a good massage, but like, maybe I should look at this when I go back to work. Maybe I should look at that.
Mm.
Yeah. And then from a female standpoint, I also learned the really important thing in the initial business class, which was we have to have a presence that is no nonsense if we're going to go out on our own, especially as a mobile therapist, because we have to exude this energy so we're not sexually assaulted. And that was like, so there's, if you're like, oh, hi, how are you, like, you're gonna, that the wrong person could potentially run you over.
Yeah. Have you dealt with that?
Unfortunately, no. It's been very little. Like, there was somebody, and I think, but it was never, I've never been sexually assaulted or felt uncomfortable in my own office. I think a lot of that was I niched down immediately to metastatic cancer. So there can be jerks in metastatic cancer too, but they know
Less.
you're the specialist, and you are coming to them for a reason, and they're finding you, and there's not that many of you out there. And then ever since plastic surgery, I help people of all genders with all surgeries, and I've never had any problems.
Dude, I remember when I think I was still in school. I was working on a client at his home, kickboxer. And during the session, he didn't hit on me, but he didn't make it known that he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like I kind of have like a hard on, and I was like, don't worry about it, like it happens, he's like, all right, cool. But in the back of my head, I'm like, this dude's a kickboxer, he could totally take me if he wanted to. So I was a little nervous, dude.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I'm like, okay, I gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good feeling.
Yeah. The
Not a
only
good feeling.
crazy situation was actually I had one client, and this is what I love about getting the referrals from the surgeons. The only client that ever actually gave me a problem was a client who said she didn't want to wear a mask. And she didn't tell me that beforehand. And this was in 2020, where it was like it was really serious. That she wanted a 90-minute massage. She didn't want to wear a mask. And I told her no. I told her and she said she was going to report me to the federal government. And I gave her my card and said, you go ahead. But I called her surgeon and said, this is what I need you to know what happened with your client. And he said, that's very interesting because she was masked the entire time she was with me. And I will bring it up to her before I refer her to another therapist. But usually if you get that, so there's like either they had the metastatic cancer and their oncologist or another, therapist is referred to them, or they had their plastic surgeon refer to them, like it's all business here at the office.
What is metastatic cancer?
So it's spread beyond the initial tumor. So it used to be like a death sentence, but now people can live with metastatic cancer, and then they just take different chemotherapies to keep the cancer under control and from killing them for several years after their diagnosis. So it gets into the lymphatic system and then it goes, so you can have breast cancer and can metastasize to the bone, it can metastasize to the brain.
Okay, I
Cancer
got you.
metastasize, yeah. So it's an advanced cancer. So this person really needs someone, like they can't just go to the corner massage place and get an elbow put into their vertebrae, because their vertebrae are weak from potentially courses of chemotherapy, and we can break a vertebrae if you do just like a deep tissue massage on somebody.
Yeah, and just like in everything, there's levels to everything. So how would I know somebody who doesn't do lymphatic, never had it? How would I know somebody's good before I refer them clients? Is there any indicators
How
to look
would,
out for?
so you're a regular massage therapist and you want to,
Yeah, like I'll refer people to a lymphatic because I'm not interested in doing it.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so looking
So
for somebody to give referrals to.
yeah, so the minimum is and it does need to talk about a minimum. Like 5 years ago, you couldn't find a lymphatic massage class, so you kind of had to go to the 40-hour ones. Yeah,
Mhm.
but now, like someone will take an online class. Someone will say, "I got 3 hours of lymphatic in college, massage school." But because what is it? It's Swedish, like deep tissue and lymphatic are the only three things people are asking for. So if you put it on your card, maybe you'll get some more, and who cares? For some people, they're telling me they have online lymphatic and they want to do this. So I think if I was going to refer to somebody, it would be the 40 hours for lymphatic on a healthy system. And if someone really had cancer and was at risk for lymphedema, I would say the CLT, that's 135 hours
Where
class.
can people take that training at?
So close, KLOSE is where I went. Close training. Norton training is good. ACOLS is good. And then if you're up north and by Canada, Dr. Votter. In Europe, Dr. Votter. So what happened is like 3 people came over from Germany from the Foldy Clinic in the 70s to go to Dr. Lerner in New York City to really start the idea of having lymphatic therapy here in the United States. And it was Guter Close, Steve Norton, and Joachim Zuther. So those are like that's the history of where these 3 top schools have gone to. And then Votter School has been very well respected since the Votters about 100 years ago.
Okay, awesome. Have you had any like form besides the class you had in massage school? Have you had any formal business training or marketing training?
Yes, I have a certificate in marketing from UC Berkeley Extension.
Did that help you in your business at all, or is it was it
It
was it all
sure,
like pretty irrelevant information with today's
no,
social media?
no, so it wasn't social media, but I think to understand the different like bedrock things you do for marketing and the pre-planning is fine, because I think you're in big trouble if someone coming up now thinks marketing is only social media. You have to think about your whole brand globally. and do like a SWOT assessment and a business plan and look at the different case studies and be able to see things that are happening now and see them from a perspective of having a case study. So I put a lot of that stuff that I learned, like really, really slimmed down, but a marketing class for people who are in this particular niche of plastic surgery. I kind of include some of that information because I think like doing a SWOT on your business is it should ideally happen in massage school as part of your business plan, but not all massage schools are making people do business plans anymore. If you're 5 years out of massage school, like your SWOT's going to look different than it did when you had no education.
And what does SWOT stand for?
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats.
So
there's
is
plenty
it
of
SWOT?
Yeah, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, absolutely, to do. And it's for all kind of different marketing businesses.
Okay, so where do you go from here? You're a successful lymphatic drainage practitioner. You're now educating people. Did you say real quick? Did you say you have a marketing class?
Yes. Yep.
Where can people find that?
I have 20 classes. It's plastic surgery recovery massage.teachable.com. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, and it's right here at Kathleen Lisson, I have like the link in bio on my Instagram that has all my classes. I segmented the classes up. I know some people just do like a big, huge class at $3,000. I think people have like $300 a month, and then they can focus on one class at a time versus trying to, but if you want a really big package, I'll sell you a really big package. But if you're more on a budget, like some people are just like, you know what, I'm going to buy all Kathleen's classes. Let's just have them all. But some people are like, you know what, I have $200 a month to do for self-education for these CEs. And then I'm a NCTIMBA approved provider. So you get the NCTIMBA CEs if that you qualify for them in your state for that particular class, because different states are different. New York doesn't accept marketing as a CE, for instance. But if they have the NCTIMBA CE, that is very important to the people who take my classes. So I went ahead and got the CEs for that. And they're all completely online. They start when you press play. So you can look at it at midnight.
Awesome. I love that. So you said you're really big on getting referrals. How would somebody start to get referrals from like a surgeon? What do you think the first thing they need to do is, or how do they begin that journey?
Yeah, so I'll tell my story because I did it wrong, and I love to share my mistakes so you understand. The first thing I did was I did do something good. I strongly believe you need some evergreen YouTube content. You need to put the YouTube video up, like the minimum, hi, here's me, here's what my studio does, here's what I do, here's my education, like just a real generic one. But have stuff on YouTube, have stuff on Instagram. The surgeon's going to look, and then he's going to look at your website. She is going to look at your website. She's going to look at your social media. And if you're nowhere, how does she know that she wants to refer to you? The first thing that I did wrong is I sent a letter to each and every surgeon, and I focused on spending $200 on this fancy resume paper. I thought that was going to be it, like this heavy. I went and all the different resume papers, because I think in the beginning you're like, I want these fancy business cards, I want this fancy resume paper, that's how I'm going to get it. And in the letter on the print was like me. Here's me, here's lymphatic massage is good for swelling, here's who I am, you need to refer your clients to me. And I got one surgeon referring clients to me because that surgeon had previously done research on the lymphatic system. So they were just interested that there was someone with the education that had it, but it was nothing, I'm totally convinced, to do with my fancy special letter. So I had tucked my tail between my legs. It was like a $200 loss. And then when I reformatted the letter and I just looked at it, I put my template to the letter that I put out later that was such a success. I put it in my marketing class. So I just re-looked at it because I knew we were going to talk about it. And it's talking about the benefit to the client. It's not, I still include a little bit about me, but it's talking about the client testimonial, the benefits to the client. And the benefits that the clients are talking about are not my swelling was reduced. That's not the only thing they're concerned about. So, and this can go for anyone, not just lymphatic massage, but whatever actual benefits clients are talking to you about, you need to perk your ears up, because that's the complaints that they're giving to the person who's going to refer you. So I want it to be, Kathleen says her clients, her massage solves this specific problem for her clients. So then the next time they hear a client going, I have this specific problem, they're like, I have an answer. And then they can give it to you, they can give your card to them. The one real thing that absolutely helped me is the first time I gave out a gift certificate for them to do to one of their clients. And I never got a rebook off of any of them because they gave it to a client that really couldn't afford lymphatic massage, but they really think needed one. And then the person would be like, I really can't afford lymphatic massage, but thank you so much for this one. The second time I put the letter out, I gave them a gift certificate to someone on their staff, because staffs get plastic surgery all the time, because plastic surgery with the surgeon is really cheap if you work for the surgeon. So the next person that got liposuction went to Kathleen. What is this? Someone from inside of their office is telling them she was funny, she was personable, she knew her stuff, the office was clean, the massage was not painful, she was really safe, she had all these certificates on the wall, and then, so the next time someone's asking about lymphatic massage, oh, ask Marie, she went to see Kathleen, and Marie's like, oh yeah, I love Kathleen, you need to see Kathleen. So 4 years later, I get people on my table, oh yeah, I went to Dr. Torres's office and his staff said you were fantastic.
So you gave a free lymphatic session to one of the staff members?
Because it's a staff member, it's the gift that keeps on giving. So the nurse at the doctor's office needs to feel your massage on her shoulder, because the next time someone has shoulder pain, go ask Teresa, Michael fixed her shoulder 2 years ago.
What do you think about when people say that you shouldn't do strategies like that? Like giving things away for free or giving your time away for free?
That's fantastic. I don't need more competition. I mean, but honestly, it worked for me. If it doesn't feel like, and I get that, like you're like, my time is worth money, but this has paid off so well, because I'm not giving it to, again, like you're giving it to someone and they're not going to come back, but this is very strategic. I've only had maybe 5 of those come back. You're not going to have 200. It's not going to be like a Groupon.
This is the difference, I think, between what I've been talking about, a business owner mindset and a technician mindset, right? Like technicians or employees need to get paid for everything they do. Business owners understand that I'm going to make an investment up front and then get it paid for in the back end, right? And so that's exactly what you did. And you learned, right? You didn't just, hey, I'm going to give this hour away for free. And well, this doesn't work because nobody's coming back because they can't afford it because they're giving to these people. You learned, made an adjustment, and then found the right person for that strategy and the right target for that strategy to actually pay off in the long run.
But if you're going to do this, I want you to be the overnight sensation that took 10 years, because no one's an overnight success. I want you to prepare yourself for success, because several of those gift certificates that came back, it was a plastic surgeon that had plastic surgery by another plastic surgeon. And you got to make sure, if your hand's going to shake, if you're driving to a plastic surgeon's office in La Jolla and giving them a massage, if a plastic surgeon is going to come into your office and you're giving them a massage, because that's like that's your referral source, man. Like no one is going to, if they don't like it, ain't nobody in the office is going to like it after that. So you really have to be completely prepared before you let the people into your office. So that's
confident.
You get the CE, you have to get everything down, you have to understand everything.
I love it. I love it. Any other tips you want to just hand out for people who are interested in this modality or just interested in their own business, period?
Yep. Understand that early on in your career, what is your strength versus late in your career? What is your strength? Early on in my career, I had more time than I have now. I completely understood. And there's this like dip in the middle where maybe you're not interested in your massage anymore, but geez, it's making you so much money. And you can't reschedule those clients to have a 2-week period where you can go off and take that class to elevate. So I really preloaded those classes. I actually had Gunter Close himself called me in like 2017 and said, why are you taking all these classes at once? You don't need all these classes. And I was like, I do, because I'm interested in everything lymphatic, but I know in 2024, I'm not gonna, it's like heck to get me 3 days in a row to go off to a conference, you know, because all the clients, I'm rescheduling everyone. I'm having to tell, you know, doctors that I'm sending people to other therapists, and the doctors only want, the surgeons only want me to work on their clients. So it's tough to keep everyone happy and go off, you know, for 10 days to learn something. It's so much easier if you're earlier on your career. I highly recommend taking those, getting your interests and following your passions early.
Awesome. Kathleen, thank you so much for jumping on this Zoom with me. And thank you, everybody who tuned in. I hope this was valuable for you. Welcome, and thank you for this episode of Serving Excellence. You did amazing.
Thank you.